because this is Monday, 9/13/22. We are starting week 3. No, excuse me, it's Tuesday, 9/13/2022. We are starting week 3 of business math. So, and I think I've already asked, but I want to make sure, did anybody have anything this last week that they wanted to go back over?
I did. It's Brianna.
Yeah.
Did you get my message about the discussion?
I did, and I need to look at that. I had this morning I spent half a day on one student, so it was kind of a heck of a morning.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, I will look at that as soon as we get off here.
Okay.
So, but what about any of the work from last week? Did you like the way everything looked?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. So nothing too hard for anybody? Look here, week 1, week 2. And all right, so out of week 2, it looks like everybody did okay. If you need to redo anything, or you need an extension, what really helps is using the show button or whatever it's called. Yep, that helps a lot too. Asking me helps as well. There's a ask the teacher button, and then when I go in, when I look at it next time, I can help you out. People usually use that more than you guys have been so far. All right, so I'm going to go back to the discussion, which is the break-even analysis here. And let's just I'll share this screen here. I'm going to share a screen. Let's try this again. That screen, share. There we go. All right. So it's actually, we can look at both. We can look at week 3 and week 4. Okay, and so it starts out, we can never really understand anything about business until we learn the valuable concept of markup and margin. To understand these two math concepts, we'll look at Chump Chair Company, CCC. CCC makes chairs for schools and churches. I asked the CCC manufacturing manager, Troy, how much it costs to make one of the chairs. Troy informed me that it costs $35 for labor and material. I went to CCC marketing manager, Bob, and asked how much he can sell the chairs for based on cost of $5. Remember, we are not only to make a profit, but we want to also maximize our profit. Bob explained that how he looks at their competition, industry standards, and the economy. Bob, using all this research and competitive information, came back and says we can sell them for $49 each. The formula and calculating markup is sales minus cost divided by cost. All right. And that's how you're going to calculate your markup if you already know the price and the selling price and the cost. And calculate the markup percent from the following formula using amounts above. What is the markup? Why is this significant? Please explain with 150 words or more. Half of the math necessary to be successful, understand business. Now let's discuss margin. Just because we marked it up a certain percentage doesn't mean we made that much profit. The formula to calculate profit margin is sales minus cost over sales. So calculate the profit margin, use the above formula and previous numbers. What is the profit margin? What is the difference between markup and profit margin, and how is significant? Please explain with 150 words or more. The moral of the story is blank percent markup may yield a blank percent profit margin. So that's all as clear as mud to everybody, right? Now, remember if you're manufacturing something like this, you need to take into account when we're talking about the cost of something, and we'll deal with that in the break-even analysis, that the cost isn't only material, but also labor and overhead. We also know that usually the largest cost in a business is the labor. All right. Your labor costs on a regular basis are usually very, very, very expensive. That's why, many businesses, when they need to cut costs, they cut labor, they cut the workforce is the first thing. And plus, it's one of the I don't want to say easiest things to cut, but it's one of the most available things to cut. It's kind of hard to cut your mortgage on a building or rent on your building or the electric bill. Some of those things are just going to be constant no matter what you do. So the materials are getting up there, especially now with the way the economy is working. Everything is expensive. Everything is super expensive. We have a McCoy's here in Okmulgee where I live, and actually one of the students from another class, she works there, and I've been avoiding going in there because, number one, if I go in there and buy stuff, then I actually have to do that on the house, and nobody wants to do that. But number two is it's just been really expensive. The cost of lumber and things of that nature have gone through the roof, and that's what happens as you go downstream. That cost multiplies. If the wood is more expensive, then your cost to build the chair is more expensive, which means you sell it, to, let's say, your retailer for more, and they've got to mark up the price. Yeah, I saw that, Sherry. You work over here at Green Country. My wife actually works at OSUIT. She is the assistant director of financial aid. So I don't know if you ever work with her or not. But so I'm going to move this. I'm going to stop sharing this and move over so we can talk about it. But I'm going to bring. Oh yeah, she just got promoted not too long ago, so she's big time now. I used to get to be a lowly instructor. She gets to be the big time person at this point. All right. So and I can't share both screens, but we know that all right, I hate this pen so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're having issues here. Technical issues, guys. Apologies. Okay. So this one is not working, which is not good, and I don't have another pen. So let's go through this a different way. We'll use a spreadsheet. Anybody use a spreadsheet or Excel very much? Oh, yeah, I just saw Sherry said OSU IT is good to you. I hope so. I really do. I've taken classes there. My wife has been there, my daughter's been there, my son's been there. So we are really familiar with it, not just, Stillwater, but here as well. All right, so how many people use a spreadsheet on a regular basis? Anybody? Or who's had maybe the ITT class?
Motion detected at the front door.
Use it all the time. Good, good. I figured you might, Sherry. So let's just look at what we have here. We have a cost of, what did we say that was? $35, correct? I'll turn that into money here in a minute. And a sales price of 49. All right. Now they said calculate the markup percent from the following formula using the amounts above. All right. So markup percent is going to be sales. So, and in order to do Excel, a lot of times they'll tell you to put an equal sign, and that lets Excel know that what you're going to be doing next is some sort of mathematical formula. Also used if you're a 10 key person, you can just hit the plus sign and that works. And so it's going to be and in this particular one, I am going, since we know our formula, how to run a formula a little bit, let's do this. I'm going to use a parentheses, and I'm going to take the sales, which is this, minus the cost, close my parentheses up. That's telling us is we use our good old order of operations that we need to do what's inside the parentheses first, and then divide that by the sales. Now that is not, should not be in dollars. Let's change that to percent. All right, and 29% is an acceptable answer. But if we move it to 2 decimal places, we say it's actually 28.57%. All right. And that was over the cost, right? No, I made a mistake. You guys got to catch me here. Over the cost. There we go. That's 40%. So our particular markup, and markup is going to be from cost, is going to be 40%. Now, our margin is based on sales price, and that's what you need to know. And that becomes sales minus cost over sales. So I'm going to do the same thing, hit plus, parentheses open, sales minus cost. Yep, divided by sales, and that should give us at 28.57%. Once again, we don't want it to money, we'll turn to percentage, and I'll move it over to decimal places right there. Be actually 28, Sherry, it'd be 28.6 if we rounded to 1 decimal place, right? And as you know, Excel will do that for you. So as we move this decimal using this here, we can go on and on and on and on to get a more exact number. But 1 or 2 decimal places is more than enough when we're doing this. So one thing we need to realize the difference between markup and margin. One's based on cost, one is based on sales. And that brings me to a thing I always tell people, when you're deciding what to mark your product up at, all right, let me do a little thing here. We're going to go back to the, we'll say the cost is 35. And I want to mark it up from cost. And I'm going to put in a percentage here. We're just going to use 25% to start out with. Now, one of the formulas you're going to see here in all this stuff is if you want to figure out what your price will be based on that markup. All right, we're going to the cost. Well, what I say, let it know we're going to do a formula. So we're going to take the cost divided by, and I'm going to do my parentheses here because I want them to do that first. 1 minus your markup percentage. All right. So, and I will turn this one definitely into money. So you can kind of decide what's best for you in a situation like this. If I wanted to mark it up 15%, there's going to be my price. If I want to mark it up 35%, my price goes up like that. And if I want to mark it up 40%, all right. Oh, maybe I made a mistake here. There we go. We're going to do our markup of our margin at 28.57. That is where we need to be there. All right, and all these numbers will work out for us eventually. Any questions on how we're going to set that up? And realize that when we do this, our profit, which is we're going to do in actual, it's going to be a number in dollars, right? Not on this one, we're not going to worry about, we don't, at some point, we want to see what are we making per item, right? So that's just a simple formula of your price minus your cost. And you make $14 a chair, and you have to know whether that's enough. So, or you want to make $18.85 a chair. Everybody kind of good with that concept? If you notice, this is the first part of the formula. What your profit is, all right? And then I'm just going to go back here and I'm gonna delete these out, because at this point I can use this profit divided by cost and go back to where I was at before. Is that what it was? Yeah, there we go. And the same thing here. I can take my profit divided by the sales price. Okay. And then once we get and that's why I like Excel, although we usually don't go too much to Excel in this class. This is why I like this. So now I can just change my numbers here and look at everything and decide if I like what I see or not.
Motion detected at the
Make
front
sure I'm telling you guys right. Okay. Any questions, concerns, or anything of that nature? All right, so in our next chapters, what is due to tomorrow is going to invoices, trading cash discounts, and trading cash discounts. I know some people have already started this. Does anyone really know what a trade discount is? Or ever dealt with a trade discount? Well, I've worked for some equipment companies over the years, and we use this very same thing. They didn't ever give you a price list with your actual cost on it, because your cost depended on a whole lot of variables. And one of them would be how much you bought the previous year, and that would set up our discount structure. Okay. Okay. These first few problems are, we're looking at what is the invoice number? Okay. What's the next question? Who's the salesperson? So just how to identify things on invoice. Those should be easy. Oh, can you not hear me? Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Try it one more time. Let me try this one more time, see if I can sound any better. I think that's all I have. Okay. Okay, excellent. Okay. When I was talking about trade discounts, you'll find this in certain types of industries. I used it in oil field equipment, and what I was saying was they don't actually give you a price list of your pricing, okay? Because your discount structure is going to be set up on certain variables. All ours was always set up on how much did you sell the year before. The more you sold the year before, the deeper your discount was for the next year, and they would give you this weird structure, okay? And let's see if we can get to it. And this is all this stuff here is, can you read an invoice? Can you tell me what the invoice number is, who the salesperson is, what is the unit price? This is identifying things. Here, and we'll get to where we're going. They're asking, they want you to complete this. So on your line items, you'll take however many you bought times unit price, added in here. Your invoice subtotal. Alexa, volume 1. Your invoice subtotal will be all these added up. They add shipping charges, you add the invoice final total. This is probably stuff, most of us could do in our sleep. Here's what I start talking about is your trade discount. All right. Your list price here on this particular, let me start another sheet. Is $175.50. And that's what they used to do to us. Like when I was selling oil pumps, they would send me a catalog, and in that catalog would be the suggested retail price. Okay. What they call it, MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price. And that is supposed to be supposedly the most you can charge for that item. And that's also called list price. Nobody ever bought at that, but that is your starting point. And here they give us a trade discount of 12%. Let me add in here. So we'll call this our list price. Next thing we want to know is our trade discount rate. Okay. I want to know what my discount is. And then I want to know what my price is. And the way we're going to do this is we know that the trade discount rate is 12%. That's 0.12. Since we're in Excel here, I'll turn to a percent. So we want to know what our cost of a discount, turn these into money as well. We're going to know what our discount price is. We're basically going to take our list price times our trade discount. And that's going to tell us how much we're going to take off of each one. Right? Then our price is going to be the list price minus our discount. Right? So this is the price we're going to pay. This is the price we can sell it at. And when we used to have to cut purchase orders for all this equipment, we needed to know what our discount structure was. Now, this is an easy discount structure. You've got one discount, it's 12%, you move forward. As you go through here, you're going to see, okay, they have, and let me back up here, they have a thing called price factor. All right, your net price factor is going to be 100%, but 1, which is, if you move it over just to a regular number, it would be 1 minus 0.38, which is your 62%. Because, let me add another one in on here. We want to know our net price factor. Okay, it's going to be 1 minus this here. Oh. All right, and that's going to be 88%. Now, also you'll find, and I'll just put it down here, if you multiply this times your net price factor, bada bing, bada boom, you're going to get your price. So these numbers, if you're doing everything right, should be the same right here. Okay. Now, where it gets complicated, okay, so they say, like in this one, calculate the trade discount in dollars and trade discount rate as a percentage. Round your answer nearest 0.1%. All right. So we have to kind of know what these formulas, how to manipulate these formulas around. So first off, and let's just look at this one. My list price is $4,500. Okay. So if my list price is $4,500 and my price, which they gave us, is $35.45. Okay. So these are our knowns. Now I want to know, what is our trade discount? Well, we know our discount right here is going to be our list price minus our list minus our price, or the cost of it. Kind of however, however you're going to, they may ask for it in different ways. And our trade discount rate, okay, is going to end up being right here. It's our trade discount, okay, divided by the list price. Okay, so we get a 21% discount on that. And as we know, our net price factor, even though I don't think they asked for it, they might. Nope, they don't ask for it here, is going to be 1 minus our trade discount rate. And like I said before, if we did everything right, our trade discount rate times our list price here should equal to our cost. Any questions, concerns, anything like that? Everybody's awful quiet tonight. Okay, I'll keep moving on. Okay, once again, how did I get the net price factor? Okay, your net price factor is going to be 1, or what if you want to call it 100% minus your trade discount rate. And let's look at it right here. Go up, go up, go up. There we go. They kind of give you the formula right here. Now, what I do is I end up thinking about everything in decimals. Percentages aren't good to work with mathematically. Okay, they're to give us an idea of what the numbers mean, but if you really want to start plugging them into formulas, you're going to have to move those percentages into decimals. And basically, to go from a percentage to a decimal, like 38%, we're going to know that there's a understood decimal at the end here, and you're going to move your decimal 2 places to the left. All right, going to go from a decimal to a percent. You just move the decimal 2 places to the right. All right, and so that's why I said here they had 100% minus 38%, which we can do, but it would also have been 1 minus 0.38, which gave us 0.62, which once again 52%. However you need to look at it is fine. So we're going to get more complicated here, though. So a boutique buys some merchandise with a list price of $3,800. Once again, I'm going to copy my formatting here, so I don't have to worry about it. So the list price of $3,800. They give us a 40% discount rate. Excuse me. Now they find the trade discount in dollars. Right. Let's go ahead and find our net price factor while we're at it. Plus 1 minus this. It's going to give us 60%. Right. So that makes sense. So and what are we looking for? Find the trade discount in dollars. So our trade discount is going to be our list price times our trade discount rate, $1,520. I know they don't ask for it in this problem, but just for repetition's sake, we know that our price is going to be this minus this. And so, and this right here is whatever wiggle room you may have. When the manufacturer gives you a list price, unless you've signed some agreement, you don't have to sell at list price. And many times it's impossible to sell at list price. But we're going to believe that this is the most you can sell it for. Okay, so the manufacturer is kind of setting you up to how much the maximum profit you can make on their stuff. Now, depending on many factors, you may be able to go over the list price, but that doesn't happen very often. So that you have a gap here, a margin of $1,520 that you have to play with. You may not need to make it for that. You may be selling to someone else, so they can, you may be selling to a wholesaler, so they can sell it retail as well. And we used to do that. So we were like the main vendor for that product, and then we would sell it to other people so they could make a profit. Oh, excuse me. I think got a sneeze on deck. So this may cut into your profit depending on how you're set up with other people. And once again, just to know the numbers work, this times this better equal our cost, right? Let me change this over here. We'll call this our cost. And then we can call this over here this price. Once again, it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't matter, you know, what you want to call it or how you consider it, as long as you know what you're talking about. Okay, we're going to move on because there is, okay, so here, if you look, we have three different numbers here, 26, 15, and 5. And this is what I was talking about when I used to work for the equipment company. Depending on how much you sold last year, at one level, you may only get a 20%, 26% discount. If you were a bigger vendor for them, or a vendor, a bigger, I don't want to say vendor, but if you sold more, you know, past whatever arbitrary point they decide it is, for us would be, you know, like 100, the cutoff may be $100,000 of pumps. If you sold more than that, then they would extend another 15% discount on top of it. And then let's say you sold more than $250,000 of these pumps, which I don't remember exactly what the numbers are. I'm kind of making these up. They would give you an extra 5%. So this is a little bit different because, let me see if I can set something up here. And I'm going to add in a couple of columns here. And let's call this our discount 1. Discount 2 and discount 3. Discount 1, 2, and 3. And hopefully this will help make it clear. All right. So our list price is $475.60. Our trade discount rate, let me get rid of that. And let me move this. I'm gonna stick this over here. All right. So our first discount is going to be 26%. Second discount is going to be 15%. And I'm going to spend an awful lot of time explaining something that you'll see isn't that bad. The third one is going to be 5%. As you see, I threw them in decimals. And then if I move them over 2 places, move that decimal over 2 places, that will give us our percentage. Luckily, Excel does it for us in a nice little handy thing here. All right. So and let me give you a total discount. And what they do here is it's not 20, you can't add them together and go 26 plus 15 plus 5%, because that's not what they're really giving you. Because if that was it, it would be 26 plus 15, which is what, 41 plus 5 is 46%. And that's not what you're going to get. If you look at our answer here, you're actually going to get closer to 40.245%, right? And let's just figure that out. So 1 times that to figure your total discount, Okay, I mean, I've lost my place here, guys. Dollars. Make sure that's in dollars. And these should be in percentages. And what I always do is I imagine things are going to cost $1. Okay. So, or I use a factor of 1. So, okay. So I'm gonna say my discount, of course, is on the first part is 26%. Then I'm going to take, use my parentheses, 1 minus this times your next level of discount. Which is giving me the wrong amount. What am I doing wrong here? I may just be going too deep in the woods here. Okay, so my discount, let's just go ahead and go with the price. This times my discount means I'm taking $123 and whatever that little bit of change is. We'll turn this into dollars, 123.66 off. Okay. So my next move is I am going to take this minus a discount here. And then the next level of discount, I take what we got here. Now that's my next bit of discount. So now this minus this is going to be $299.15, and then we're going to do the same here. Take this number times 5%. You notice we're taking the percentage off in just each bite. So this is going to be this minus that right there. This is going to end up being our actual cost. Okay. Actually, let me just do this. Work smart, not hard. Okay, so my total discount is going to be my list, still to be my list price minus my cost. All right, so we're getting 191.41 off. Now remember, our net price factor is going to be our trade rate discount. So we need to figure our total discount percentage. And let me find, well, I'm going to just have to find a spot for it here. Okay. The discount divided by our list price. Change that into a percentage, throw a couple of decimals, 40.25%. Okay. Our net price discount is going to be 1 minus this. And I think what there we go. And I'm gonna move the decimals over to give us at least a couple of spots, give us a little bit more. And this is, they went 3 places, so we can do that as well. Okay, to kind of follow along what they do here. And what did I say? If we take our net price factor and multiply it times our list price. We should be getting that right there. That didn't work. Plus our net price factor times our list price. And that should be in percentage, right? And I have no idea why that is not working correctly. Plus this times this. Oh, that should be money. I'm sorry. I was looking at it wrong. There we go. And so when we take our net price factor times our list price, we should be back at our cost again. And I know that seemed very convoluted. Now they give us a little bit easier time here. So let's look here. If my trade discount rates are as follows, 20%, 17%, and 15%. All right, so that's what they're telling us here. All right, so our net price factor, and we're going to go back here. Our net price factor is going to be we'll take 1 minus each one of these things, and we'll do it all 3 times. So our net price factor, to make it a little bit easier for everybody, is going to be this times this times this. All right. Now we went the complicated, convoluted way so we can kind of see how it works, but that's 50 minus 9.755. Let's do this. I'm gonna bring this old one down to down here somewhere. Okay, so +1 minus this right here. Run them through. Our net price factor is going to be each one of these times each other. And that should be back at my 59.755, which means our total discount as a percentage should be 1 minus this here, puts us back at 40.245. All right, I know that seems a little complicated and ugly, but with practice, it gets a little bit easier. Any questions or concerns at this point on that? All right, anyone else? Mary, Avery, Brianna? All right, so we're going to move forward with this. And all this is pretty much spelled out in the book. And right now we're actually doing some of the problems. Now your numbers may change. They may change your numbers in here. If not, then you guys are getting a little bit out here. So let's just build just like they have. I'll start another one here. Okay. This price. Trade. Trade discount rate, which trade discount rate, there we go. Net price factor. What they're calling single equivalent discount is going to be what we did with the 1 minus the net price factor. Our trade discount, and then our net price. Now, just to pretty it up real quick. Okay, so they give us our list price is $650.90. This here, our trade discount rate, what they're giving us, they give us a 31% off, and then a 15% off, and then a 5% off, right? They don't give us net price factor. They don't give us single equivalent discount. They don't give us our trade discount. They don't give us a price. So we have to figure it all from here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna come down here and do some calculating. I'm gonna do 1 minus the 31%, 1 minus the 15%, and then 1 minus the 5%. And that's kind of the discount 1, discount 2, discount 3. In fact, we could actually do it like that. But discount 1, discount 2. And I don't know if this will help you guys keep it straight or not. Discount 1 is 31%. Discount 2 is 15%. Discount 3 is 0.05. Not 0.5, that would be 50%, 0.05. Okay, I turn all this into percentages. A good thing about Excel is it's going to see the numbers as they truly are, so you don't have to worry about it. And then we know we got to take 1 minus each one of those. Okay, so our net price factor is going to be this times this times this, right? All right, and we will turn that into a percentage as well. And what are they doing? How many decimal places are they going? 3 decimal places. So 55.718%. Okay. And it looks like they're asking for it as just a regular number. Taken to, and I didn't actually read the directions on that particular one. We should probably do that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So our single equivalent discount is going to be 1 minus that. All right. And once again, I want to format it the same way with the same numbers, same amount of numbers behind the decimal point. Okay. My trade discount is going to be my list price times my single equivalent discount. And what we mean by single equivalent discount is this one number here, okay, is this, this, and this all put together. And then our net price is, of course, going to be our list price minus our trade discount. Okay. Not too bad, I don't think, guys. I think that's we're going to be done here in a minute. We're about done with the entire class. And what I like about Excel here, if you've ever been in it, is although it won't change it on the TDR because that's just the number I plugged in. But let's say they decide because of our sales last year, they'd rather give us a 25 a 10 and a 5. All right. So I can go here and change this to 25, 10, and 5. And as you see, all these numbers change for us. So we've kind of formulated all that and we're good. All right, I am going to stop the share and I will open up any questions, comments, concerns on what we covered tonight. Also, if you guys have any questions, there is a button on here. Doesn't show it on mine, that you can ask me a question. And what happens when you do that? Let me go ahead and share this screen one more time, and I'll let you, I know you guys are ready to go. Is when you guys do that, it pops up on my messages here. When I click that, it'll give me the ask your teacher messages. I also get my extension requests. I'm getting private messages you guys might send me. Here it's your ask your teacher. When I click on that, it tells me Robin had a question on chapter 7. I already answered that actually. She said, I'm not quite understanding how to get the answer. I've calculated it without the NPF and still getting it wrong. Here's the question. It shows me she got them all right this time, but before it was showing me she got them wrong. And this is the explanation she got from me. Says unanswered. Was there another one unanswered or? Oh, she said, thank you. So I either have to move to answer or just reply to it and say, you're welcome. All right. And all that went away and you guys got your answers. Did I not answer it, Sherry? Let's look. Okay. Oh, when I looked at it, it had a check mark right here, which tells me you got it right. So I'm not sure. And when I get that, you asked me, you said this, but by the time I looked at it, looks like you'd already got it right. So you must have made the changes on your own.
Yes, I figured that one out. There was another one that had commas in it. You had to enter commas to separate. And I thought I sent you a,
Oh, this one right here.
yes.
Okay.
It kept saying that was wrong.
This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know why. Because you sent it to me here, and for some reason you got it right, but it wasn't taking your answer. So I went ahead and if you well with my
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yes.
How do you go back to
Yep.
check? Does it give me a message saying that you responded?
It should. It absolutely should. You might want to check on that.
Okay.
And because when I give you a reply, you should be able to see that.
Okay. I'll go back and look and see then.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because you did this right. And I don't know why. I
Okay.
really don't. And that's the problem with some of these things. Mary said did the same to me. Mary, send me a message and I will go back and change your score if I need to. Okay. That's not a problem. That's a problem with doing this stuff online the way we do it, is sometimes the software just doesn't want to work out for us. That's one of the problems. As it gets a little more, as the software gets a little more savvy, it's not as bad as it used to be. I remember when I taught Excel at OSU IT over here, Sherry, when I taught computer literacy is what the name of the class was, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. In the beginning, you had to do everything exactly perfect and put it in exactly right, or the uh, computer would not like it, and it would cause a lot of pain and suffering. It's got better now, but you'll still run into, things that like this. So, and if you run into that, guys, send me a message and I will do my best to make sure your grade is squared away. So,
Okay,
what
thank
else?
you.
Oh, no problem. Anybody else? Or do I get to go eat spaghetti?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Well, guys, class run over a few minutes. It's 5 after. If you have any questions on anything previous, let me know. And if you want to go back and retry something, I can grant you an extension, because once again, when I get those messages, you'll see there's a spot for extension requests, and I will give you an extension on your assignment so you can go back and redo them. But otherwise, I am going to stop the recording.